Welcome back to MD Model Works in 2019. 2018 was a bit of a funny year for me. There wasn't that much done. Didn't get a great deal of models made, one thing and another. This year's going to be slightly different. I've got a plan in action and this is the start of it. I've finished my Mustang. Took me 13-14 days. That's done, ready and delivered today to its respective owner. And now we're on to another commission, and this commission is for Mr. Nick Cross, one of my friends on Facebook. He's asked me to build this for him, which I have great pleasure in doing. What we're going to be building is the Lockheed Martin F-16CJ, which is the base kit. We've built this before. It's a fantastic kit, so we know what we're coming into. But we're going with the Wolfpack Block 60 UAE conversion set for that kit. Has all the bits and pieces in that we need. We'll go through it one bit by one bit as we need it. We've also got a seamless intake for Block 60 from Checkmasters or CMK. We should be okay. This one's going to be sat as if it's on the runway, ready to be started. Pilot figure in configuration. Cheers Nick, never done a pilot, we'll see. And we'll go from there. We've got some resin, we've got some PE. It's going to be a multimedia kit. We've got some metal undercarriage. It's going to be different. Right, so I'm going to get some pieces off the sprues ready and then we can get on and get started. Okay, so we're back. We've got all the parts for the engine have been cleaned up, ready, and we're just about ready to get going. But first of all, excuse me, we need to get the inside of our engine sprayed out. So, just going to check on the air pressure, a little bit high. Lovely. Right, so we're going to come in with our MIG Air Cobra airbrush and we're going to find the areas we need. This area here, let me just put this down a second. This area here, which is obviously the exhaust chamber. This is usually put in like a porcelain carbon area. So what we're going to do, we're just going to blow it in with some black to begin with. I just want to check which way they go. They go in like that. That's fine. So all we're going to do is just lay down some Arclad 2 ALK 309 black primer and microfiller. Only up to that point there, because it doesn't need to go any further. Just checking again. It does actually say it come a bit further, so we will. Just to there. And that area will be silver. That's part of the internals of the engine. We also will need, looking at this part done, so just lay some black in, just nice and steady. We're going to use oils to weather up the actual main part of her. 1, 2, where's the third? There it is, fourth part rather. And so all we're doing, like I say, we're just laying down a small coat on the internal side of the nozzle, as this will also be, it's like a porcelain coating, to be truthful with you. So that's all we're going to do for now. I think my air compressor's a lot noisier than the old one I had. I do apologise if you're picking it up too heavily. By using black as a primer, you're already starting the weathering process and creating shadows. So that's that bit. This is the bit, this is the exhaust part which goes on the outside. Now this was started, but I'm going to redo it. So we've got to just again overspray on the inside. This is where the nozzle flexes and comes out of. That's all I'm going to do for now. Just that. And we can get rid of that a moment. Just get a little bit of cloth. Right, so after a quick change of paint, basically what we've done, we've gone to the ALK 305, sorry, yeah, the ALK 305, which is the new Formula gloss black base, and get it to spray through nicely, which it nearly is, not quite. Clean that up, try again, yeah. And what we're going to do now is give this a nice shiny coat, ready for the metallics to go on. Now, in my opinion, this has always been the hardest part of using alclad paint, and it's the part that I get asked the most questions about. That's the reason we changed the formula. It's not a massive change. What it means we're going to do, or what it means to you guys, is it's a lot easier to use. It'll dry quicker. That was one of the problems we had. People put it on too thick and it weren't drying quickly enough for them. So we've changed the formula. It's a lot easier to spray now, a lot easier to work with, and we get a lot better shine out of it. I did see someone using Gunsy the other day. I will warn you that Guns is one of the only paints that will react to alclad. As far as I know, it's the only paint that will react to alclad. You can see a fair shine on that already, hopefully. I ain't got the light very well over here at the moment. Perhaps you'll be able to see a bit better now. So all we're doing is getting our fans done. Went a bit heavy then. This stuff is also a little bit more forgiving than the old gloss black base. If I'd have done it with the old base, I'd have been in trouble and having to strip it. With the new, quite simply, straight in, no problems. And we have one more fan to do. Making sure it's going on nice and easy. Got a 1.5 or 0.15 needle in this airbrush, which I think works pretty good, so it shouldn't be any issues. Okay, So that's those done. What I'll do again, I'll clean the airbrush up and get ready to do the next part. Now we're going to get a little bit of tape. Blimey, it's going mad tonight. And all we're going to do is along that edge, just a little bit of tape for now. In fact, I'll silence my phone, I think, for a moment. Up to that edge. Oops. I haven't switched the camera off, so you can see I'm going straight over the primed areas, which if you were using acrylics you'd be taking a heck of a risk. There you go. Right, just some aluminium, just so it's nice and bright. Drop the duraluminium, or duraluminium, whatever you want to call it. Quick shake, tiniest of amounts in the airbrush cup. This is a tiny little area. Check our flow and just lightly spray it on. 1, 2. Okay. So what we've done now, we prepared the internal parts of it. When we come back, we'll be looking at the compressor fans, the afterburner ring to do ready as well. So, be back shortly. Right, here we go on another little session. As you can see, we've removed the masking, everything's fine. What we're going to do, we've got that little bit, I don't know how well the camera will pick that up, but we've got a little bit of weathering effect already on here, but we're going to do something a little bit different once we get all these together. In fact, they can come off the cocktail sticks now ready, so I'll get them all put to one side. They're just on there with blue tack just to hold them so it's easier for me to spray. Cookie. Right, so, right, what we have got to do are all the fans. So we've got the exhaust, the afterburner ring, the compressor blades, the lot. What we're going to use, excuse me, Alt 111 magnesium for the main rotors or the main blades of the fans, and we've got stainless steel out ready for the burner ring, which will give that little bit of a burnt look which you get. So give them a good shake to begin with. I'm getting ready. Right, put that out of the way for a moment. I'll get a nice clean piece of kitchen towel just to place over the mat. I'm going to use our Infinity airbrush for this one because it's easy to clean and it's got the smallest cup of the lot. So we'll go for the afterburner ring first, and we're just checking. Yep, Right, so we're going to put the stainless steel on the afterburner ring. Now, I did say to leave the gloss black 24 hours. I did try it. It was about an hour and a half before I actually went to bed after finishing last evening. Oops, spillage. And it was dry before I went to bed, the new gloss black base. The only thing I would say is, it seems dry, it hasn't cured. I would still give it a few more hours before you spray over it or touch it. Right, okay, so all we're going to do with all alclad metals, whether it be on the side of like the Mustang I just built or small parts like this, you're looking to mist a coat on. So you're just going across gently. You're not trying to paint it, which I think is where people go wrong the most. Just go from one side to the other. Now that's all it needs. I don't know how well that'll be picked up by the camera or the colour. Let me see if I take that out of the way for a second. That'll pick it up any better. Let's get a light closer perhaps to see, just to see that you can just see we've got a lovely metal look. She's slightly blue being stainless steel, which she would be. Now that's dry already, so that can come straight off. Okay, right. Now, just clean the airbrush. I tend not to mess about cleaning the airbrush too heavily when I'm using metals, because it doesn't, the metals tend to all blend together and give you the finish you're looking for anyway. Obviously if I was doing the Mustang I would make sure the airbrush is absolutely clean. So just one small blow through, just to clean her off. Okay, right, and then we're on to the magnesium for the other three parts when I can find them. So this is slightly darker, and we'll just put a tiny amount in, clean around the brush. I should have used a pipette really. I always recommend using a pipette with alclad, especially the metals, otherwise you end up mucky like me. And put your lids on. Well, that's one habit I should really get into. Okay, so we come with the exhaust fan, and all we're going to do again is just blow it on gently. We're not trying to paint it, we're just trying to mist coat the whole of our area. To me that's perfect. Now we've got compressor blade, or start of the compressor system again, so all we're doing is just gently blowing it on in, getting everything in there that we want in there, and then we're turning it the other way so I can just go through the other direction just to make sure all the blades are covered. You do all this work and it'll never be seen again. And then that can come off the stick. Take the blue tag out, that's already dry. Go back on my unit. So that's that one. Done that one. And now we have the actual compressor blades themselves. So all we're doing is putting a very fine mist coat. Nothing special, just a mist coat. And again, it's very difficult to see under this light for you. If I can see better like that. It's hard. I'm trying to look at the screen of the camera as well for it to focus, but it won't. There you go. Anyway, those parts are all done. Just with the metals, it's very easy to clean the brush, as I just said. Drop the airbrush cleaner, and then tip it out. Blow the next one through. A little bit of blowback action. Tip it out. Airbrush is fine for the next one. Try doing that with acrylics. Okay, right, so brush out of the way, cloth folded up out of the way. Now we're in to start putting our whole engine together. First off, we have our burner ring to go on our exhaust, which is this one. Now, I'm just having a squeaky look at how this is going to sit on there. Actually, we don't even have to worry. Right, so let's get our correct piece, which is this one. What we're going to do, we're going to get our favourite glue, a bit of Tamiya extra thin, rub it into the joint, plenty of it, and our first one is our burner ring, which fits on just like so. The next one is our external. Just find out where we're going with it. So that's nice on there. Then we have our front unit, which is actually joined together. So just drop a little bit in. Oops. Get that correct. And that's in there nicely. What I've got to do, just got to turn off the servo on the camera because I can hear it myself, so I'm sure you can. Apologise about that, I didn't notice it until just then. How is this situated? That's a bit odd. Because it's on this one. Right, so again, just a dribble of glue right the way around it and slip it into place. Just like so. Easy as that. Next part is to glue this all together. We're at a point now where we're actually getting somewhere. So we just want to line it all up nicely, making sure that everything lines up and is cleaned up, and just run your glue right the way along. Hold it for a few seconds. Same with this rear end. Touch it, you let it flow, but I like to drag the glue brush along simply because I know the glue's in there then. With a weld action glue, you want the glue all the way through it, to give it that total strength. The same on this side. Touch, just let it run all the way along, just like so. Right, that's all together nicely. She's all good. Right, next job, putting the wing bits or the engine covers over her. So see how well it fits. I know how well it fits. It fits absolutely perfect. These kits are so well engineered. And our other part, so we just run some glue along. If this was being displayed, I would clean up all these joints you can see. That's only where the paint is, to be honest. But the engine's not going to be displayed in this one. The gentleman who wants a pilot in the seat, which is going to be interesting because I can't remember the last time I did a pilot. And then I run the glue along, like so. Just a touch around the edge of the fan blades, so it's starting to look cracking, as they say. Now we need to get these ones in. Look at how we're going to get them to sit. I know it looks odd, but I did do it on purpose the way I've done it. So we start off there. Okay. So we'll put some glue in there. And I'll hold that nicely. Eventually, he says. Next one again. Here, sliding that in, really nice. Again, just a little bit of glue in there on the whole of this. If I go back into Norfolk or Suffolk, I'm very, very sorry. I don't mean to. That's where I live, and that's what I'm proud of being. So, tough poo poo. Should have said that. Right, so we're forcing that into the groove nicely, and they're all sitting there absolutely fantastic. And the last one should just click in, like so. He says. A little bit tighter this one. Right, she's in it, lovely. Right, now making sure we're all nice and tight and she looks the business. You can then run some glue up the outsides. Just to hold it all in place. And we'll run some glue just along the edge, right the way around, and we're there. So line it up. Getting everything nice and accurate. How well you'll be able to see down there, I don't know. Again, will the light help a little? There you go. So you can see we've got our like porcelain insert ready with everything else in there. Okay, right, now what we're going to do, we're going to put all the bits on the engine and then we'll detail them up as we go. So I've got all the bits cleaned up, all the parts have been cleaned up. We've got the gearbox, which is one of the first bits, so we'll start at the front so we can see exactly what we're doing and make sure we're in the right places. Right. So it sounds a bit odd. I have done this kit before, but remembering everything is not easy. Oops. So we have a bit of an odd way of doing it, but hey ho. I guess they know what they're doing. Is it that way or that way? Right, so we've got to talk amongst yourselves for a minute. There we go. So we want a little bit of glue in here. That'll hold her on like so. And just a little touch around the outside. Okay, then we've got our gearbox, which is on the top. Again, looking to make sure you've got everything in the right position. How it's done. Is that going to fit on there like that? Like every kit, test fitting is always the key. And that fits on there nicely. So I'll get a bit of glue onto her. There she goes. And is she in there? There you go, you heard the click. The famous Tamiya click. Right. So those bits come to the next part, which is one of the wiggly bits. Pipework time. Love it. Not. Have a look. Actually, we'll put H4 on first, which is this piece. We have H3 to fit onto it. This goes on like that. So we'll just touch those on. So, and whereabouts do they go? Okay, just looking. While I've got that bit, I can see where that goes. So I'll just put that on. And that faces that way. Operation gear, operating kit, whatever it is. The pipe work. This part, the part which is glued, needs to go on that square there. So put that on just like so. Now our little bit here, wait for the door, come the dog, bang, a little bit of glue on top of there, and smear of glue inside the owl. That sits on. so. I'm happy with that. Yeah, nicely. Okay, then another piece of pipe work, which is the 2 holes there. And that goes with the pipe to the front, just like so. And that must join up to that pipe there, does it? Yeah. Right, so a little tiddly bit of glue onto there. We'll line that up like so. Happy with that. And then we have one of the breaker bars, what I call a breaker bar in, but we're working out which way I go. We'll go in that direction. So miles to its glue, touching the hole. It's a bit tight in there. There we go. So that's nice. Then we have H1, which is another part that goes across that side. A little bit of glue around her. Make sure you've got her up the right way, and on she goes. Right, now we're on the fiddly bit. Now, I need to just look how this works. There we go. Okay. So these are obviously the compressor part for the, what do you call it? And she's in. And we've got the single piece. Excuse the dog. Lynn's obviously getting him excited. Make sure we know which way they go. That one goes in that way. And we get another one here. Straight in and on. That's nice, just happy with that. A bit more glue. Very easy. And then in. I got one more. That's odd. Oh, I must have something else. It's a linkage that I've missed off somewhere. So just a touch of the glue, excuse the compressor. And she's on. Right, now this piece, need to be a hole somewhere for it. There it is. Again, I'm not going to see how it works, and it goes on like that. Lovely. So that in there. In there. This one I should have the tweezers out, really. Okay. Right, she's on there. That's nice. Right, we're actually turning the page just to see if there's anything else which there always is. What I'll do, I'll go through, I'll get the rest of the bits cleaned up, and then we'll carry on. But at the moment, that's looking very, very nice, and I'm quite happy with it. Brilliant. Okay, right. Got all our little bits ready. What we've got left to do, we've got a piece, no idea what that is, but hey ho, work out how it fits on. H14, an odd way of doing things. Just having a good look, making sure I know what I'm up to. Goes in that way apparently. This is quite awkward the way this goes. Awkward's the wrong word, but different. Is that go just under the gearbox there? Yeah. I'm with it. Okay, so it goes just there under the gearbox, and we face it so that bit faces outwards. Need my tweezers, which I'm going to need in a minute anyway. Just push that into place, just a touch of glue, just so it flows it around, and she's in. And we have another piece of pipe, which looks like it goes that way. Which is an odd way of doing things. That way. That's right. As you can see, it just clips into place. This kit is so good. For about 120 quid. Yeah, it's expensive, but who cares? When you're building stuff into this quality, it don't matter. Or it shouldn't matter. So the pipes are all joined up. That's that bit done. Now for the laborious part. 20 igniters. So we're going to do 3 at a time. 1, 2, 3. Get the igniter. Place it in the hole. Bit of a nightmare. Get it straight, like so. And the next one. That way. That's 3. So what I'll do, you don't need to see me do all those 3, or those 20 I should say. I'll come back when they're done and ready to do something else. Right, so the igniters are all on, all lined up. We're ready to rumble. All we're going to do now, oops, left that servo on again. Sorry. What we're going to do now is we're going to get her gloss black based ready for the metal work. Now, when Nick gave me the commission, he said to me about not worrying about the engine, it's going to be stuck in the machine, why worry? I think we'll do it properly. We'll actually detail the engine up completely, so that he's got something to take out and show off if he wants. So we've got the new Formula gloss black base. ready in the brush. We've got 8 to 10 psi and we're happy. So with this, it's always good just to build up a dust coat first. What you do, I tell you what I'm going to do. I've got to have a shower in a little while, but I'm just going to, good practice, put a glove on. So that I can, what I'm going to do I think is use that part to hold it. So all I'm doing, as you can see, is put a dust coat over everywhere, making sure everything's got paint on it. As I said, Nick said don't worry about the engine, it's not a problem. Never be shown. Let's give it the chance to be shown. So we're just being a little bit careful not to get paint on our fan. So we're just going around it gently. Getting paint in there everywhere, every nook and cranny. You'll see certain video artists or model builders who do YouTube, they'll blast the paint on. Nah, don't want to do that. Light movements, building up the shine. This hasn't got to be too shiny, to be honest, because this is going to be, well, this is the engine, so it's going to be dirty, grubby, oily. I would imagine. I've never seen one in real life, but that would be my thoughts. So making sure the paint is going on everywhere we need it. Just going to hold that bit for a minute. Hold the nozzle. If you want, you can blast it on, but you'll be waiting 3 or 4 days for it to dry. It will dry, unlike the old formula. If you blasted it on, that would stay wet for weeks. This will dry in 3 or 4 days. If you do blaster, doing like this, I know I can come back to this. It will be come back to it tomorrow. I don't get much time in the evenings to model, so I'm just doing what I can at the moment. Without rushing it. So all we're doing is just building up the colour now. Like I said, I'll put that dust coat on first, move on somewhere else, and then come back. Only takes a few seconds, and just build it up. Ever so easy to use. In my opinion, the easiest gloss black on the market, and if you try to spray Tamiya, you'll know what I mean. And we're just making sure we're getting in at all the places, and that everything is covered, which is good. And again, a little dusty coat. In everywhere. So a lot of this is going to be detailed up. So we're just trying to just get that nice dusty area over it, and then we can lay our paint down a little bit heavier. can get the black going down and getting a nice reasonably gloss finish. We don't like so we don't want it too glossy, because even with my poor knowledge of the engine, which will change because I will be looking at some details later, just to make sure I know what I'm doing when I'm detailing it up. And we come back in, so we're just laying it down. Getting in everywhere. I mean, certain people have had this blasted on and detailed by now. I don't. I like to make sure everything is in the right place. And done. Right. And then need to hold that end. We just hold it like that for now. And the bell will be sprayed as well. Making it odd for myself, but hey ho. Okay. You can still see that. It's an awkward position for me to spray. So we're going to leave that now till tomorrow evening, when I'll come back and we'll start detailing it. But I'm going to call that end of part 1. I don't know how long it is until I edit it all up, but hopefully everything's going to be good. Right, so catch you again on the flip side.